Hello and welcome to all new session on product life cycle. This is a very important concept in marketing, and if you are interested into getting into product management, this is one very important topic or one very important area that you need to understand, right? So let's get started and understand what a product life cycle is, and it's also popularly known as PLC. So you are watching RD tutorials, and spread the good word about this channel. Do like, share, and subscribe. Moving on, let's get into the topic and understand what PLC is. So, if we try to understand or define what product life cycle is, this is a term that is quite often used for the length of the product when till the time it is introduced and consumers can easily discover it in retail stores or online markets. That is to say, people are able to purchase that product. So that's the inception till the demise of the product. When I say demise, it simply means that the product is taken off the racks. So the entire journey of a product from the time it's found on any store, whether online or offline, till the time it's out of the store. That is to say, the product is revoked or it's no longer available. So that's what a product life cycle is, right? So why is it important to study or understand the product life cycle? Because marketers, they need to monitor, they need to keep a watch or vigil on how the product is performing since the time it is introduced, that is since its inception till its demise. So each and every event that occurs during this entire cycle of the product is important, and every aspect or event triggers some new marketing activities. So based on the stages in which the product life cycle is, the marketeers are able to decide on various activities. One most important activity would be how to alter the advertising revenue, budget, and frequency, whether I need to increase the advertising, whether I need to decrease. So if a product is at the introduction stage, then it's very important that we need to spread the word, spread the good word about that. So we need to advertise a lot. If the product is going through some crisis, again you need to do some kind of a crisis management, again bolster the reputation of the product, and then you need to advertise. So what is the stage in which the product is, based on which your advertising budget and the kind of effort that you put in on advertising depends. Secondly, whether to reduce prices, offer discounts, what all you have to do. So the kind of a pricing strategy that you adopt directly depends on the stage in which your product is. Whenever you are introducing a product, so novel products, new to market products, need to be, we need to penetrate that, get that product penetrated into the market. So probably many marketeers adopt a penetration pricing strategy where they keep the prices at a very lower rung. But as the product attains its maturity, probably they start, do some kind of a skimming out of it, or maybe they will try to extract a lot of profits out of it. And during that journey till reaching maturity, probably they will increase the prices. So what I mean to say is, the pricing decision depends on the stages of your product life cycle. Likewise, whether you wish to venture into new markets, whether you wish to expand the markets. So would you like to take a new product into the markets, or would you like to take an established mature product into new markets? Whatever, it's the decision the marketeers take based on the stage in which the product is in the product life cycle. Likewise, you can also work on redesigning the package, because the product may experience some kind of a fatigue since it has been existing in the market for quite some time. So at that particular time, you may work on redesigning the packaging of the product. So understanding the stages in your product life cycle is very, very important. So moving on, what is PLM? So once you have understood where your product stands in your product life cycle, what is the stage in which it is, you need to, execute a lot of activities. You will build a lot of strategies. Okay, so all those things that you do to either promote your product or salvage your product, do whatever, So you are trying to maintain, or you are trying to simply support the product to exist in the market or to flourish in the market. All such activities are falling under the spectrum of PLM, that is product lifecycle management. So the process of strategizing ways to continuously support and maintain a product is called product lifecycle management. Fine. So this is what your product life cycle is. So you have a ready product, and you get a product during the development stage. So you have developed a product, and once the product is developed and it is introduced into the market, at that point of a time your sales are zero, and maybe at times negative. We say negative because probably you were distributing some free samples, okay, you are incurring some expenditure on it. So at times the product, before it's introduced formally or officially into the market, it may also show some negative sales. Okay, so once it is introduced into the market, during that time you may be working on growing your customer base, number one. Number two, brand building. Number three, pricing and distribution. So these are the things that probably most of the products or marketeers do during the introduction stage of the product. The second stage, that it is growth. So now the product is gaining traction in the market. It's, you are able to find the product available at various stores, people have accepted the product. At this point of a time you start gaining profits. Now growing demand for the product, at this point of a time more people are demanding the product, because now the product is established, it is available across various stores. That is to say, the supply chain of the product, the distribution of the product has, improved, or it is gaining traction. Okay, and this is the time when competitors start observing you. They see that, okay, your product is becoming successful, people are demanding your product is available, so your product has the potential to make money. So there are competitors who would be eyeing and buying the space that is available in this market and this segment, and they will start launching some competitor products. All right. And moving on, the third stage, that is maturity. This is the time when you can see that the sales peak, your growth starts stabilizing, the market starts saturation. Okay, and this is the time when marketeers understand or realize that there is a need to innovate. At times marketeers also start working on developing new products to replace this existing product, right? And the next stage, that is the last stage, is decline, where sales decrease, and you have to either revamp your product or just simply ramp down, that is to shut down the shop, or just revoke the product from the market, right? So this is the way, or this is the summarized succinct view of what a product lifecycle looks like. So if we want to go deeper, let us understand what happens stage by stage. So the first introduction stage, as we have already discussed, this is the first time the consumers are introduced to the new product. You have introduced your product for the first time, and consumers are able to experience that. Likewise, now the company must generally include a substantial investment in advertising and marketing campaigns. Reason being, they need to invest a lot on advertising and marketing campaigns, because they need to make their product discoverable. They need to make their product visible in the market. They need to make the product easily set into the minds of the customers. That is to say, when customers wish to purchase a product, your product should exist in their consideration set. Okay, and this is the stage where you give enough motivation and incentive to your customers, so that they would like to experiment with the product. Okay, so these are the things that you need to do broadly during the introduction stage. Moving on, during the growth stage, okay, this is the time when you need to reap a lot of profits from the market. So if your product is successful, is acceptable into the market, it will definitely move into the growth stage. So here the growth or the demand of your product increases, the production increases, the expansion is easily visible. Now the amount of time that is spent on introduction phase before the company's product experiences strong growth will vary between industries and industry to industry. Okay, so because different industries may experience different time during the introduction phase. For instance, let us say FMCG product may have a shorter span during the introduction phase, but a consumer durable company like a refrigerator or a car may have a longer introduction space, and they may have to invest a lot on marketing. Okay. Likewise, the company may still choose to invest heavily in the advertising if the product faces heavy competition. So if you see that there's a lot of competition, the space is cluttered, you need to spend a lot on advertising. And however, on the contrary, marketing campaigns will likely be geared towards differentiating its product from others as opposed to introducing the goods in the market. So here I just need not spread the news. Here I have to tell or convey this very clearly, how my product is different from those of my competitors. How can my product solve your problem, the customer's problem, in a more effective and easier way, or a more cost effective way than what my competitors products can do. So here you have to highlight, underscore the USP of your product, and clearly differentiate your product from those of the competitors. And here the company may also refine its product based on the feedback that they have received from from the customers. Okay. So working on the feedback, the companies can revamp their products, reinvent their products, or maybe modify the packaging, or maybe add or delete a few features. Okay. So they'll definitely keep on working their product based on the feedback they have received during the introduction phase. Moving on, the maturity stage. Okay, the maturity stage of the product life cycle is the most profitable stage. Reason being, here most of the things have stabilized now, and this is the point when the sales have peaked. This is the time when the companies start reaping the benefits of the economies of scale. Their distribution must have matured out. Okay. And at this point of time, depending on the good, a company may begin to decide how to innovate its product or introduce new ways to capture a larger market presence. Okay. This is the time when companies may start thinking of expanding into new territories, or maybe even new countries. Okay. So this includes getting more feedback from customers and researching their demographics and their needs. So these are the things that companies usually do during the maturity stage. One thing is very very important when you are in the maturity stage. Okay. Or maybe even in the growth stage, you need to advertise, you need to tell people about yourself. But how is it different is that a new product needs to be explained. You need to tell what is this product. Okay. How is this going to solve your problem, what are the benefits that the customers may have. So you have to explain your product, while a mature product needs to be differentiated. This is the time when you are into maturity, you need to differentiate your products from those of your competitors. Okay. So this is very important. Underline that. Keep this in your mind. This is a mantra, guru gyana, I would say. Okay. So a new product needs to be explained, while a mature product needs to be differentiated. Decline phase. Okay, this is the time, or this is the phase, or this is the stage where most of the marketeers dread, because they never want their product to die, right? So as a product takes an increased competition, as other companies emulate its success, the product may lose that sheen, right? That attraction that it had once starts depleting. So product sales, the obvious thing is that the first thing that you would experience is the product sales begin to drop due to market saturation, or alternative products, or more innovative technologies coming into that space. So you the first thing that you would see is that the sales go down. The second thing is that the should a product be entirely retired, the company will stop generating support for it and will entirely phase out the marketing endeavors. So if the company decides to pull the plug on the product, so it will stop doing everything. Okay. And then alternatively, if the company wants to revive the product, it would revamp the product. Okay. It would revamp the packaging, add new features, make it more stylistic. Okay. More technologically advanced. So that's the idea when they want the product to stay in the market, survive in the market, fight the competition. Okay. So companies in the decline stage are always open to two choices. One is to pull the plug on the product, or to revamp the product, or rejuvenate the product, right? So if you have any questions, you can drop any of your questions on this email ID, rajeshdurbala@gmail.com. I would appreciate any kind of a feedback. Do like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon. Spread the good word about it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye. Take care.